Oh yeah, man, we back. Ego thoughts. Y'all don't think I'll make the video, but I'm back. So I gotta make this comparison. Let your boy Ego break it down. So Keyshawn Davis, I was impressed because he fought a guy who was basically trying to game the system, cheat the system, whatever you want to call, miss weight, and expected for him to foot the bill, and he did. It was a hometown fight. His opponent missed weight by 6.5 pounds, roughly, almost 7 pounds, which is utterly ridiculous. And his opponent missing weight by that much, Keyshawn still elected to go forward with the fight. He still elected to continue to fight. And I thought that was a shaky move because for me, I'm old school. I'm not giving, like if I was training the fighter, I'm not giving you no edge, and I'm not gonna let people, like, cause this looks like a kind of a reoccurring trend that some people could start to do, right? Where they try to manipulate the weight. People are already doing it with rehydration, where they'll weigh in, hit the weight, then they got these scientists and chemists and nutritionists, and all of a sudden they balloon up 20, 25, 30 pounds overnight. So people are already doing that, not fighting at their true weight classes. So me, if I was the coach, I'm not fighting. I'm not having my fighter fight someone that misses weight by that type of amount, 6+ pounds, 7 pounds. Ridiculous. And you can't blame the fighter if they elected not to. In fact, there was a fighter, Tito Mercado, who just signed with Eddie Hearn. And it's funny because in the same week, his opponent, it was supposed to be his rematch room debut with Eddie Hearn because he just signed with him. He's a knockout guy and he's a knockout artist. And Mercado, his opponent missed weight by 7 pounds. They canceled the fight. And again, you can't be mad at that. Robert Garcia had a fighter who was going to fight against the Chavez's son, Omar Chavez, right? And they missed weight, not even by 7 pounds, but they missed a lot of weight. Fight got canceled. They don't, like, we don't care that it's Chavez's son. We're not fighting somebody who is fighting at a weight advantage and didn't hit the contracted weight. And you can't be mad at anybody who chooses to do that when it's something like egregious. We're talking about multiple pounds. Some of these weight classes are separated by a few pounds, you know, depending on what weight class we're talking about. So Keyshawn defied all of that and still fought this man despite him missing weight by almost 7 pounds. Then they said on the telecast on ESPN, they did a weigh-in in the morning. He passed that per their new contract and amended contract. And then at nighttime, he ballooned up, Gustavo Lemos ballooned up to like 155 and some change. So from the lightweight division of 135 pounds, this man had gained over 20 pounds. And Keyshawn toyed with him, won the first round, and stopped him in the second round. So I know some of you guys are thinking, okay, get to the point, Ego. What does all of this weight stuff mean? Ego Weight Watchers, aka ill. Well, here's the thing. Devin Haney complained about Ryan Garcia in the 3 pounds when Ryan missed by 3.5 pounds in their fight on April 20th. Now, let me nip this in the bud, because I know some of you guys are going to say, yeah, but Ryan cheated with Ostarine. But you got to understand this. That doesn't matter, because the Ostarine was not even reported until dang near Canelo Munguia. So we didn't even know about the Ostarine for weeks until after the fight, right? Because Ryan only failed during fight week, you know, drug tests. He didn't fail in training camp, so to speak. He failed his drug test, his PED test, the week of the fight. And guess what? The Haneyacks were still complaining and making up the excuse that Devin lost because of weight. So you've already showed your hand. You've showed your hand that it doesn't matter. You are going to find a justification for Ryan Garcia and why he initially won the fight, because there was no Ostarine that any of us knew about to even use that. And again, the Haneyacks still had their rationale, and they were like, yo, Ryan missed weight by 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. He cheated. He cheated. But I told you in my videos, weight matters. It does and it doesn't. Meaning, if you have the style and the skills, you can overcome. Like Floyd frequently fought guys bigger. He had the style and the skills to overcome it, period. And we just seen that with Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn did a very risky move at home and fought a guy who was really like significantly, he's like a junior middleweight. He's a junior middleweight weighing that much, 155. You know, he's pushing almost middleweight. And Keyshawn still fought him, took the gamble, even though it was super risky, and destroyed him. So all the people talking about Devin Haney, oh no, Ryan cheated with the weight and stuff like that. Here we are. And I try to tell you, I'll try to warn you, it's not just about the weight, which is why the fight played out with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Ryan got Devin's attention and hurt him in the first round. In the first round of round one, in like the first minute, he hurt him. Keyshawn wasn't hurt in the first or second round, so it shows you skills pay the bills. He was on a higher skill level. So for Keyshawn, it didn't matter that his opponent did all these weight tricks and things like that. And keep in mind, Gustavo Lemos hurt Richardson Hitchens at 140, and Gustavo Lemos was a tough customer in that particular fight. So all in all, you got to give credit where credit's due. Keyshawn definitely deserves credit for taking an immense risk that could have played out bad, because we've seen it go both ways. And that's the whole point of this exercise, is to let you guys know it definitely could go both ways depending on the fighter and the styles. It's not just, oh, someone outweighed me, it's over. Because I've seen people who know how to deal with the fighter who outweighs them, and they can still navigate around that and dominate. And that's what we've seen with Floyd Mayweather. We've seen that with other guys who can manage the weight, but it's a style thing. So Devin Haney, like, this fight with Keyshawn didn't really help the Haneyacks in their case, what they were saying as far as why he ultimately lost to Ryan Garcia. So to me, there was a lot more things at play than people are giving credit to. And I have to make this follow-up video just because of that, because there were a lot of Haneyacks who were saying the opposite. They say Ryan won because the weight. Again, this was weeks before the Osterine information was even made public, and the test hadn't even come back. So people were still riding with the fact that Ryan cheated even before he cheated, and it was known that he cheated or had a banned substance in his system. So to me, Devin still has things that were exposed versus Ryan Garcia that, if you know anything about SARMs and you know anything about Osterine, it's not what you guys are saying, like the fix all to all your problems, period. Checkmate.